The first one is Blaine Courtney. Blaine? Blaine is well known in the community for his outstanding athletic accomplishments as a youth at West Hill. You wonder where we get all this information, don't you? At West Hill Secondary School from 1965 to 1971, which eventually paved his road to the Owen Sound Sports Hall of Fame in 2014. Blaine's accomplishments include 1970 Kawasa Track and Field Championship in the 4x100 relay. Blaine set Ontario and Canadian records in the medley relay for the 400, 800, 1200, and 1600 meter distances at the Cornelius Relays in Hamilton. Blaine won 5 district wrestling championships, culminating in a 1971 OFSA championship. That's OFSAA, but most of us know what that means. Star running back at the West Hill Raiders football team. Following his days as a high school sports star, Blaine became better known for his dedication and involvement in Owen Sound Emancipation Festival, which is North America's longest serving emancipation festival. Blaine has been involved with the festival for over 20 years, serving as board chair the last 6 years. The Emancipation Festival works in tandem with numerous community and cultural organizations to bring to light Owen Sound's rich history of the Underground Railway. The Emancipation Festival pays homage to those who paved the way for emancipation and an opportunity to celebrate with family, friends, and community, an important part of our history. So, Mr. Courtney, Blaine, on behalf of the City of Owen Sound and Molson Canadian, congratulations and thank you for your outstanding contributions to our community.
Thank you.
We have our 2 members of Parliament with us. Do you want? Yes.
So you probably they want a photo of everyone. So if you just turn around. Yep. Come up, get up here. Get up here, you speak closer.
I can.
Where are you?
Don't be in this?
Yep, yes.
I think so. Not upside down.
One more. That's great.
Congratulations.
Our second recipient this evening is Miss Verona Jackson. Verona. Verona is a 50-year resident of Owen Sound and has been an active member in our community since her arrival. A founding member of the Blue Water Association of Lifelong Learners, Ms. Jackson has been instrumental in ongoing cultural and creative experience which are relevant and meaningful to adults. Never one to let grass grow under her feet, Verona Jackson has also been active in fundraising efforts for such groups as CNIB, Multiple Sclerosis, VON, chair of numerous Heart and Stroke Foundation activities, and you also helped raise money for our physician family recruitment team, too. Ms. Jackson, ever fond of children, was also the founding member of her local chapter of Big Sisters. Together with her husband, Ovid, created the Ovid and Verona Jackson Job Creation and Innovation Fund through the Community Foundation of Grey Bruce. Verona, on behalf of the City of Owen Sound and Molson's, congratulations.
Thank you, Arlene. May I say
yes, you
can. So many sitting ducks, I have to say a few words. Okay. And this is nerve-wracking. I don't usually feel this caught up, and I think it's because I feel that I don't know why really I was chosen. And when the gentleman phoned from Molson in Toronto, I didn't believe him, and I thought what would happen would be a follow-up of some survey or the other. So I literally didn't think of it for 2 weeks. I thought, no, somebody's yanking my chain here. So, and then a dear friend said he'd had the call, and yes, it was legit. So I thought, okay. And I want to thank the mayor and council. It's not easy to select 4 people from all the hundreds of people in this community who daily do wonderful things. This, for a little community, is absolutely enriched, and it's only because of the people who volunteer. I have to tell you that. I remember my husband once saying to me that I was asking why they couldn't put more money into healthcare and recruitment of family doctors, and he said, the government can't pay for everything, and we can't afford the number of hours that volunteers do. So I thought, well, I'll redouble my hours for whomever couldn't step up to that. I am honored to be included with these 3 gentlemen because I do know them very well, and I know how much work they do ongoing in this community. And so you've actually elevated me by allowing me to be part of your group, I have to say. You know, we never accomplish citizenship by ourselves. And all that the 4 of us have done, any one of these gentlemen and myself would say to you, we had to have help. And almost from the beginning, I think I was doing, well, the only sort of female-related thing I've done in all my fundraising and help, and that was for heart and stroke disease in women, the mother-daughter walk, simply because there was such a misconception for women going to their doctors and being sent home with medication or prescriptions for heartburn, when indeed there were the beginnings of, they didn't know. I mean, I'm not blaming anyone here. So I thought we obviously needed to have more word out there, and that did accomplish some good, I think, for our community. They didn't want to give us that walk, by the way, the head office in Toronto, because we're a little low in sound. However, we prevailed on them, and in the first year, we raised a grand sum of $3,000, the next year 6, and the next year 12, and following that about 40. So I think men came out and walked with women. I think I know that. And I think overall, we all started to see that this was an initiative that needed to put some funding into helping doctors with that part of assisting women, and women to understand that when you're running around trying to do 10 things around Christmas and get everything just right, that if there is a burning, you don't get the same flames the men do. I mean, they're bigger than we are, right? So we don't get all those huge things running, pains up and down the arms, that you are to be aware that if it does not go away, insist on your doctor having a look, checking your heart, because it's obviously necessary, okay? I've had 2 young friends who went through that and didn't make it. Anyway, I'm going to mention just 2 names, Judy Porteous and Susan Kirk, because from almost the start of what I was doing, these were 2 people I reached out to because I didn't know them personally, but people had said, you know, they are really good with organizing, and certainly if you get Susan Kirk, you will also get Paul Kirk, which turned out to be the case, and he's begged me not to ask his wife to do anything else because he is a de facto member. We still meet once a month out at the Dragonfly Cafe there just outside Chatsworth. We meet once a month for brekkie. They have to phone and get me up early because I'm long since retired. I'm in my late 70s, so they have to wake me up in the morning. I don't just pop out of bed anymore, you know. And they always look to see if I have a notebook or a little slider or something. You have to go empty-handed, they say, because you're not luring us into anything else. So I don't have a folder tonight. My dad died very young, and I was his oldest child. He was 41 when he died. Asian flu swept through Guyana, British Guyana, where I'm from, and he was one of the 1,000 people who lost their lives. But for the short time he was there, there were many things he taught me. Some silly stuff like women should not cross their legs like men because they'll get varicose veins. I don't know about that. I don't do it because he said, and Lyle is quitting. Okay, but he did say that one thing that I think has been a guide for me through years. I'm almost done, guys. I'm taking Blaine's minutes. And that is that if someone asks you to do something, you should be, if you are going to do it willingly. If you don't want to do it, just find a nice way, maybe not this time, later on, whatever the reason is. Because if you spend 10 minutes saying all the reasons why, oh, I don't want to do it, oh, this or that, but you end up doing it anyway, right? Doing that favor, that person will not remember that you did say yes, but will remember how you made him or her feel before you actually said yes. So I've always taken that as a lesson to heart. I'm almost done.
Okay.
I'm getting there.
Give everybody equal time. So.
No, I have double time. Anyway, I really am close to the end, and I just wanted to say thank you because I'm accepting this on behalf of all those of you who have done mammoth things, haven't received a call. Your turn is coming, and I am accepting this tonight on your behalf. And if there's beer in there, you can't have that. It's summer. I like beer in summer. So thank you very much, and thank you,
Would you like to come up and say a few words?
No.
Do you want to present a case and then we'll take a picture?
Do you have room for this in your hands?
It's not heavy.
It's not super heavy. You got it?
That's good. All right.
Okay. Keep it in here.
That's great, thank you.
Thank you. Our third recipient is Lyle Love. Now, come on up, Lyle. Yes. So we welcome you back. A former city manager, Mr. Love is described by his good friend Gary Wood, who is in the audience, as one of our most outstanding citizens and one of the most giving people of his time and energy. Lyle was a founding member of the Community Foundation of Grey Bruce and served on the board for many years. Lyle was the lead volunteer for the public fundraising campaign for Grey Roots Museum and Archives and was instrumental in the large fundraising goal being achieved. A good neighbor and friend, Mr. Love has devoted many hours at the Knox Presbyterian Church to assist fellow church members and has given his time to countless other programs and charities. Most notable is Mr. Love's 25-year involvement with the Scenic Order of Good Cheer and their numerous projects benefiting the city and our residents. Most recently, Mr. Love and other members of the Order of Good Cheer were on hand at Kelso Beach Park for the grand opening of the Good Cheer washroom and change room. And if you haven't had a chance to see that yet, you should go down and have a look. It's pretty nice. Mr. Love's contribution to the city go much further than time we have here tonight. But you have time to speak. On behalf
As long as it's Verona.
on behalf of the city, I congratulate you very much.
Thank you
and
very much.
thank you for everything you've done.
Deputy Mayor, it's a pleasure.
Just want to show my friends I have a few notes. No names are on it, though. But I want to thank the 150 and the 160 committees for giving me a nomination, and thank council for accepting their recommendation. I'm really honored to receive this award, and I want to make it clear right off the bat, it's not a Love Award, it's for all the volunteers that I've had the pleasure of working with. Volunteers have really contributed greatly to Owen Sound area, very, very much so. The ones I've been involved with, I'll briefly say, I'll give you a couple of comments on it. There's the Community Foundation, Grey Bruce. At one time was a community foundation for Owen Sound. And Over Jackson, who's in our audience, are you listening, Over?
Yes.
Over Jackson and myself are credited with the starting of the foundation, and it was a jerky start. We had no money, just volunteers, and in order to raise money to pay office expenses, some people would put on a dinner and charge people to come to their house, Verona, so we have some money to pay some bills. And even back in October 1993, we put through the charter for the community foundation, and we didn't have any money to register the document. So all of us on the board at that time, we had to give a loan to the foundation of $50. I still have the note. So anyway, you see what happened to the community foundation? It has assets now around $16 million, and at the last granting process, they gave out $640,000 to community groups to do good things in their community. Well, they got some good people leading it, and it got a lot of volunteers. The other was Grey Roots. Grey Roots, you all know, was started by Grey County. It's for the history of Grey County and a museum and archives. And I got a title there called, what was my title? My title was Volunteer Fundraiser Chair. That's it. I'm not too sure if the word volunteer applied, but anyway, that's what it was. And Grey County Council mandated that we had to go out and raise $1 million. $1 million was a lot of money then. It's a lot of money now. But anyway, the community came forward with it, and we received all kinds of contributions. The plowing match people gave all the profits towards the Grey Roots, and we just about made it. Not quite, but it was close enough that Grey County Council said, your objective has been achieved. There's another group I'm involved with, and they're a noisy bunch, and that's the Scenic City Order of Good Cheer. and I'm very pleased to see you guys here. I'm very, very happy for that. But it goes without saying what the Order of Good Cheer has done for the city of Owen Sound and area. All the various projects, and I won't list them all. I think most of the council knows what the projects have been. But over the years, the Good Cheer guys have raised $1.5 million and put it all back into the community. And it's a real great achievement. And they're not done yet. They're going to have another project on the table shortly. The other group I'm involved with is the Silver Seas, and they also have a number of volunteers. They have about 100 members, and they are into greeting people at the hospital. They have wheels and meals. We have a male choir that goes around singing in the various homes. And then we have the breakfast program. And at 3 elementary schools, so we feed children their breakfast. Another guy and myself, we give the breakfast to between 60 and 80 kids up at Keppel Sarawak School every Friday. So there's another group that has a lot of volunteers in our community. So I salute the all the volunteers, and I accept this reward actually on their behalf. So that's my comments, Deputy Mayor. And this particular box from Molson,
Yes.
my understanding there's some coupons in there. Coupons for all these people here for one year's supply of Molson. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Gotcha.
And here's your gift.
Oh,
And we do a photo.
all right.
Okay. Now we get our picture.
Must be the coupons are in here. Okay.
Where are you? Where are you?
More.
Same for your.
Thank you.
Our final recipient, but certainly not in our program, Fred Wallace. Come on, Fred. Nice to see you. Oh my goodness. Nobody is more synonymous with local sports or radio than Fred Wallace. Fred has spent over 30 years at Bayshore Broadcasting, and as other radio personalities came and went over the time, you stayed right here with us, Fred, and for that we love you. Thank you. He has been here during some of our lowest lows, but our highest highs. The voice of the Owen Sound Attack, Fred can also be heard at almost any other sporting event, from lacrosse to fastball, minor hockey, and cross country. If there is a sporting or community event, Fred has been there. The Owen Sound Attack winning the 2011 OHL Championship is Fred's #1 sport moment. However, his 2014 induction into the Sports Hall of Fame would rank a close two.
Yeah,
Right,
very
yeah.
close.
Fred is a builder of our community, a mentor to those who have worked with him, and a gentleman and friend to all. But Fred, could you turn that music down at the Bayshore for the hockey game a little bit? Yeah, okay. Fred, on behalf of the city and Molson Canadian, these two young people here, congratulations and thank you for all you've done for us.
Thank you very much.
Now, you have to... You get to say a few words.
Okay. Thank you very much, Arlene. I'll be a little longer than Blaine and a little shorter than Verona. I want to thank Molson and Molson Canadian for the honor. I think I am the last person in Owen Sound to consume Golden, and so as a result, that's what I thought the award was originally. But I am a consumer of the product, so thank you, Molson's. Marion, I want to thank you and your committee for nominating me, and also I want to thank Brian O'Leary. This is the second time, I think, that I got a good award from Brian O'Leary. In the late 90s, I got an award from the OHA, so thank you very much. Thank you to Council for voting, and also it's an honor to be included with this group of people. I've known all of you for some 30 years, and it's really an honor. Thank you. In front of you. Okay. There we go. Thank you. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much.